Hey guys, I'm Ash from Search Focused, and this video is all about being ready to work with a digital agency and what you need to do and what you need to look out for. Now, I'm obviously a big advocate of empowering people to do AdWords or Facebook ads themselves, and I believe that for a small business and a startup up to a certain point, that is sometimes better being done by you guys than by an agency. But you may be at the point where you've scaled up and you're ready and able to spend significant amounts of money, and you want to then look at some of the bells and whistles and extra things you can do in these tools. So, what do you need to look out for when it comes to working with an agency? Well, I think the first thing is probably, make sure that you have that foundation of AdWords and Facebook ads knowledge yourself, which you will do if you've been running the activity for a while. And make sure any agency that you work with is on the same kind of wavelength in terms of the strategies and structures. I obviously advocate for you to use the ones that I mention in my videos and in my courses and on my site, which is, yes, cheap plug, but they also come from years and years of experience. And you want to be aligned with the agency first and foremost. I think, in my 10 plus years of working with agencies or at agencies, the biggest thing that you need to keep in mind is that it's a collaboration. I know it sounds obvious and maybe cliche, but countless times have come along where the relationships feel more like, someone is commanding as opposed to collaborating. The agency is going to execute the activity, and they're going to be the specialists that will, help you with those bells and whistles, whether it's attribution pieces or, deeper uses of data and analysis to help take your structure to another level. But ultimately, you are the one who knows your business and cares about your business more than they ever will. Rightly so. You have to understand that they won't always be aware of the things that are going on in your business. And so you need to share with them things like event plans, things like KPIs, goals and objectives that are very clear, and have that set out right off the bat. And this may seem obvious to some of you guys, and you're gonna be like, well, yeah, obviously, like no shit. But again, I have loads of clients that come to me and they don't know any of that stuff. They just expect the agency to do it for them. I think if you're watching my stuff, you're not like that, but just make sure it's communicated with the agency on a regular basis. The other thing to be mindful of is, look, let's be real, agencies have more than one client. You're not the only one. They're dating around, and you have to be okay with that. They're not going to be able to spend all of their time on your account. So I think it just needs to be very clear in terms of what it is that you're going to be getting from them and the level and amount of work that they're putting in. And again, if you know the foundations and the core stuff that I talk about, that should hopefully make that quite a lot easier, because you'll know what to look out for, and they can then focus on the bigger things that are going to help you go to that next level and to grow. And I think beyond all that, it's patience when you're working collaboratively with the agency. I would always advocate having a weekly call and actually having that be more of a brainstorming session than a reporting session. Don't fall into the trap of them just coming on and yapping about, these are the results that we saw last week and this is what happened, because you can see that for yourself. What it should be is, again, less of an inquisition. Sometimes agencies feel like it can be an inquisition, and it's not. It should feel like you're wanting to have the call because you want to share new stuff from your side, and then for them to actually give an update from theirs, but then to collaborate and brainstorm around, well, how best can we propel the account forward? And, most times I think that these things don't happen because, from the client's point of view, from the business's point of view, there's not enough of an understanding on how paid media works. Whereas you're not going to be in that position if you've been doing it yourself. So, You know, if you feel like you're ready to spend this level of money and start to do the bells and whistles, your foundational knowledge that you have learned will put you in really good stead, because it will reassure them, and then it will let them get on with the things that you're asking them to deliver that are slightly more advanced. And that would be my take on it. Keep it collaborative. So I hope that that's been helpful and insightful. Obviously, I have a lot more I can share when it comes to agency and you know, business collaboration. So any kind of questions or counterpoints on what I've said in this video, please do put it in the comments. And of course, as I always say, if there's anything specific that I've not done a video on that you want me to try and talk about, put that in the comments too, and I'll do my best to do a piece on it at some point in the future. So thank you guys as always for watching, and I'm sure I'll have another video for you at some point soon. Take it easy.